I started by accident, actually. I used to work as an editor at a children's books company called Scholastic, and we were supposed to be coming up with a new series for girls. I've always had a fascination with the idea of twins and triplets, which is really strange considering I now have twins myself. But I came up with the idea of identical triplet girls who looked exactly the same on the outside but were incredibly different from each other on the inside. So I was supposed to get somebody else to write this book. But when I'd come up with the girls' names and their characters, given them their pets, thought about things they might do, and I wrote the first book on the floor of a train mostly because I was living in Reading and commuting up to London, and those trains are so busy that I could never find a seat.
A mother of 3, Holly Webb still lives and works from her Reading home. Her 3 boys, including the twins, are among her biggest fans and sometime critics.
Penguin had refused, even with smoky bacon crisp. You should have just said smoky bacon, I think it sounds better.
The nicest thing is getting letters from children saying, I really love reading your books, please will you write one about my dog? Is always the main question that I get asked. Please can you write a book about this sort of dog and call it Cookie or whatever the name of their dog is, and that's really exciting, it's lovely. I write for quite a wide age range. The books start at about 6 years old probably, first chapter book readers, and then the older books, the Rose and Lily books that I write are sort of 9, 10, 11, that kind of age group. So that's quite a wide age range, which is great for me because it means that if I'm getting bored with writing an older book, I can go into something completely different.
Translated into nearly a dozen languages, Holly's stories also reflect a childhood fascination with classical myths and animals.
The books are supposed to be about everyday children, not children who are particularly special, particularly different, but just children like them, which I think is really exciting. And also to take away from them that the animals in these books are portrayed with more obvious feelings than any animal you would meet, because obviously a dog or a cat can't talk to you about how they feel. But to understand that animals do have feelings and that you have to treat animals as though they're people who could tell you that you're hurting their feelings and you're making them sad.
Now, as Holly makes her first trip to Hong Kong, magic is also playing a starring role in the tales she writes.
The Rose books were actually suggested to me by one of my editors who said, please could you write a book about a girl finding out how it is to become magical, how she learns to become a magical character. And that was all she said, apart from, please don't put any talking cats in it. Unfortunately, I entirely failed on the talking cats. I got about a chapter in before the talking cat arrived. I love cats. The idea of having a cat that could talk to you is even better than just any normal cats. I had to put a talking cat in. I think it's wonderful to be able to think that someday something magical might really happen to you, and to read about characters who get taken away to different worlds or suddenly find that they can do something different or special. And it's also a great way to put adventure into lives which today, I think children's lives today are far more controlled than they used to be. And if you can put some magic into the story, then that gives children a chance to go off and do amazing things which they wouldn't really be able to do today. I'm really looking forward to going to Hong Kong and speaking to children in Hong Kong, because I think hopefully they're going to have really different views on reading and books to children here. And it's going to be so exciting to talk to them about that and to find out what characters they love and whether their background affects the way they read in a different way to the children over here. It's so exciting for me. I love talking to children about what they love reading about. That's really special and exciting. And very useful as well. Children tell you fabulous stories that you can then borrow. I do a lot of that.